What I learned this week. So, had a few opportunities the past few weeks to spend some pretty quality time really with quite a lot of really wealthy people, which has been an interesting experience just because like I didn't grow up in like a wealthy family, like they weren't poor or anything, but it was just like standard like middle class, and that's kind of all I've been exposed to like my whole life, like that kind of average middle class, and being able to spend a bit of time with some actual really wealthy people has actually been really eye-opening to me, because you find that it's a completely different world to what I'm used to. Like just the way, what do they talk about, like how do they talk, what are the topics of conversation, it really is just like a completely different world, and I've never like been exposed to that before previously, so it's been really interesting for me to be involved in that and feel pretty lucky really. So it's been good and just kind of shown me the need to actually surround yourself with people who are at that level that you want to get to eventually, because they're the ones that are gonna, you just pick up things by osmosis. Like there's no like one specific thing that I necessarily learned from those interactions, but just you start to see like, yeah, how they interact, like what do they talk about, what are the conversation topics, all these things, and it just sort of transfers over to you. So yeah, that was one thing. The second thing was reading about something called the peak end rule. So I was reminded of it because I did a cycling race on the weekend, and like I'm not that fit at the moment, so it was pretty tough for me, and it was pretty miserable, like shitty weather conditions, and just the whole thing was pretty miserable really. Like just a long day, like 120 k's, bad weather, and at the time I was like hurting so bad, but it's funny because now when I look back, like it was a few days ago, I basically only look at it like positively. Like I don't actually think about the negative parts of that, and it's sort of because of this peak end rule where you remember experiences based on what were the peaks and then how did it end. So when I think about that experience, there were times that were like a peak where I was like feeling strong, like got a second wind, or there was like a really nice like view or whatever, and then the end, which was obviously positive because it was like that relief of like finishing. And so it's funny how the body works, because you just basically blank out all of that negative experience that came with it. Like I remember thinking at the time, like this is like some of the most pain I've ever been in, but now like just a few days later I've just completely like blanked it out, and all I remember is those good periods, and then like right at the end when it was like really good. So it's just interesting, like your mind is capable of getting through a lot of hard things as long as there's some good things there as well. So yeah, just interesting thought. That's about it for this week, so hope that helps a bit. Enjoy your week, and I'll talk to you soon.